Planning an unforgettable outdoor adventure? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Welcome back to another Explainer. Today, we're diving into something I'm super excited about, unlocking the absolute best of North Carolina's outdoors. We're going to show you just how simple it is to reserve your perfect state park campsite entirely hassle-free.
Okay, let's dive into this. North Carolina is, without a doubt, famous for its breathtaking landscapes. I mean, we're talking the rugged peaks of the Great Smoky Mountains, the sweeping vistas along the Blue Ridge Parkway, and those crazy geological formations at Hanging Rock. It is absolutely stunning. But here's the catch, right? Because these spots are so incredibly spectacular, the demand is just astronomical. So securing your spot in advance, it isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely essential if you want a guaranteed place to pitch your tent or park the RV.
To make this whole process a total breeze, here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, we'll discover NC Parks. Then, we're navigating the digital portal, choosing your perfect campsite, understanding fees and policies, and finally, staying safe with forest alerts. Let's get to it.
All right, part 1. Discover North Carolina parks, scale and diversity.
Get this, out of the 35 state parks in North Carolina, a massive 29 of them actually offer camping facilities. That's huge. It means whether you're hunting for a super secluded spot way up in the mountains or a breezy getaway right by the ocean, there is literally a destination for every single type of adventurer out there.
And within those 29 parks, we're looking at 3,216 individual campsites. We're talking about everything from falling asleep to the crashing ocean waves over on Bear Island, all the way to catching a sunrise at the high elevations of Mount Mitchell. But listen, while 3,216 sounds like a ton of sites, keep in mind that nearly 150,000 reservations are made every single year, so yeah, these spots get snapped up incredibly fast.
Now, if roughing it in a tent or driving an RV isn't really your style, no worries at all. There are actually 115 reservable cabins scattered across the state park system for folks who, prefer a sturdy roof over their heads. You can find these awesome camper cabins just minutes from Wilmington at Carolina Beach or nestled right up against Lake Norman.
Moving right along to part 2, navigating the digital portal, accessing Reserve America.
So actually booking your site is a super straightforward 4-step process. First up, you just visit the North Carolina State Parks Reserve America portal. Second, you click Sign Up to create your free, secure account. Third, search for and select your dream campsite. And fourth, knock out that payment. Actually, real quick, I want to give you a crucial pro tip here. If you're doing this on your phone, the Sign Up menu is kind of hidden. It's tucked away under a menu icon right next to the NC State Parks Agency logo. You've got to tap that icon first to even see the Sign Up button, so definitely keep an eye out for that.
While you're setting up that account, it's going to ask for a valid email and phone number. Now, why does this matter? Well, your email is where your permit and receipt get delivered instantly, but honestly, that phone number is arguably even more important. It's essentially a critical lifeline. If there's a sudden weather emergency or an unexpected park closure, the park rangers are going to use that exact home phone number on your account to reach you and make sure you're safe.
All right, on to part 3, choosing your perfect campsite, using search filters.
The beauty of this portal is that when you search, you really don't have to guess what amenities a site has. You can filter specifically for what you need. Rolling in with a big rig? Filter for an RV full hookup, which hooks you up with water, sewer, and electric. Or if you just need water and electric, there's a filter for that too. Pitching a tent with the kids? Look for the standard family site. Or maybe you're craving some deep solitude and don't mind hiking in with your own water. Just hit the primitive or backpack filter. You can literally even filter for equestrian sites if you're bringing horses. Using these filters guarantees you get the exact setup you need for a flawless trip. Next up, part 4. Understanding fees and policies, costs, timers, and rules.
So let's talk money. The pricing structure here is basically tiered, and it directly correlates to the level of built infrastructure at your site. An RV full hookup, so that's your sewer, water, and electricity, sits at the higher end, at $45 a night. A standard family site, which is great for tents or trailers but without those hookups, that's $30. And if you're going for a primitive, hike-in site with zero utilities, the price drops down to a very budget-friendly $20 a night.
Now, one really crucial thing to remember is to factor in the mandatory fees. On top of that nightly rate, there is a mandatory, non-refundable $3 Reserve America service fee tacked onto all reservations. And yes, that applies even if you book in person at a park. It's just a flat processing fee across the board. Oh, and if your plans happen to change and you have to bail, just be aware there's a $15 cancellation fee per reservation.
Let's talk about how you actually pay for all this, because the system is pretty strict about payment methods. If you're booking online, you absolutely must use a Visa or MasterCard debit or credit card for an instant transaction. But if you're someone who prefers to pay with a check or a money order, you can't do that on the website. Instead, you have to call the Reserve America call center at 1-877-722-6762. But here's the big catch. If you go the check or money order route, you have to call and lock in that reservation at least 3 weeks in advance of your arrival date.
Okay, I want to preemptively troubleshoot a super common glitch that catches so many people off guard. Once you finally find that perfect campsite and place it into your digital shopping cart, a 15-minute inactivity timer immediately starts ticking. Now, this timer does restart every time you click to a new page, but if you step away to make a coffee or just sit on a single page for 15 minutes, boom. The system automatically empties your cart and releases your site right back to the public. Do not let your dream campsite time out on you.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, staying safe, forest alerts, and preparing for the unexpected.
So you might be wondering, what could possibly disrupt a trip that you've planned out so perfectly? Well, the reality is, nature is totally unpredictable, and keeping these parks safe and maintained is a massive, ongoing undertaking. Because of that, checking current park conditions is an absolute must before you even think about packing the car. Take Hurricane Helene, for example. That storm caused extensive road and trail closures, with heavy equipment having to move tons of gravel every single day just for repairs. You also run into specific safety rules, like mandatory fire restrictions in spots like the Rowan Mountain area. And did you know there are strict alcohol prohibitions at certain sites within the Uwharrie and Pisgah National Forests? Or that all caves and mines in the Pisgah and Nantahala forests are currently closed for safety reasons? There are even strict bans prohibiting camping within 1,000 feet of any public road in the Pisgah Ranger District. Guys, these aren't just gentle suggestions. They are strictly enforceable forest orders.
Because these rules and natural conditions are constantly shifting, we do need to put out this quick disclaimer. Everything we've covered today is based on the latest available data, but policies, fees, and reservation systems absolutely can and do change. You should always impartially verify all details, restrictions, and alerts directly at the official websites, that's ncparks.gov and fs.usda.gov, before you finalize any plans. They are your absolute ultimate resource for real-time conditions.
All right. You now have the knowledge, the tools, and the digital map to secure your spot in some of the most beautiful terrain North Carolina has to offer. So the only question left for you is, where are you going to camp first? Are you heading up to the mountains, chilling by the lakes, or hitting the coast? I would absolutely love to hear about your planned destinations, or if you have any booking questions, drop them in the comments below so we can keep building this awesome community of focused learners and outdoor enthusiasts. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.